Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac Time Odyssey #1. This is a new book from Ablaze Comics. This actually came out a couple of weeks ago, but I hadn't done a review for it on the channel. So let's talk about the creative team before we get into this. This book has a story by Masami Kurumada with Jerome Alquié and Arnaud Dollen. Art by Jerome Alquié, letters by Saida Timofonte. Now, of course, this is all based on the manga Saint Seiya. So let's talk a little bit about this comic. The Galaxian Wars are back with a new generation of Knights of the Zodiac. The goddess Athena and her knights, led by the infamous Seiya, I don't know why infamous, are called back into action once again when Kronos, the god of time, has his sights set on joining the other gods of Olympus. To do so, he has constructed a doomsday clock that will allow him to change the past, present, and future, putting the knights and Earth itself in jeopardy. Writer and artist Jaime Alquié, that is who has written Space Pirate Captain Harlock, is joined by co-writer Arnaud Dollen to bring Masami Kurumada's classic Saint Seiya on an epic new journey for the ages. So yeah, Masami Kurumada is the original creator of the manga. Now, I haven't read much of the Saint Seiya manga, but I am a big fan of the anime, specifically the first few arcs, like the Sanctuary arc and the tournament, and like how the Bronze Knights got together fighting the Silver Knights and all that stuff. So for those that don't know, and the book really pretty much tells you everything you kind of need to know. But yeah, we have Seiya and the Bronze Knights who are recruited by Athena, who's been reincarnated in Saori to protect Earth from different threats. So let's take a look at some of the preview art, and I'll kind of talk you through that because the book does a very good job explaining a lot of that stuff. So the first few pages, what we'll say, are exposition, a little bit of narration, bringing you into the world of Saint Seiya. I think the book wants to assume that either you've never visited this world, or even though you're familiar with it a little bit, you've never really dove deep into the mythology, or maybe you're returning from a long time ago. So it's a very good refresher course on Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac lore and everything that goes about it. I really like the layout of this first few pages, very reminiscent of some of those shots from the manga and from the anime, when they're all kind of burning their cosmos and their powers, and you see the constellations behind them. I always thought that was really cool to kind of have everything linked to constellations. I will say one change that they did make a bit aesthetically. So the armors change a little bit throughout the anime, but I was always used to Seiya having touches of red in his armor. Maybe that was just an anime thing. So that caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, here you get to meet all four of the Bronze Knights that we're introduced to first. We do have one more knight that kind of becomes a pivotal point in the story, who's Iki, the Knight of the Phoenix Knight. But yeah, I just really like how we are discovering this world together. So with some really cool pages to introduce you to everything. And then of course we have a little bit of the backstory of like what happened right before this, right? So this takes place right after the first main arc, which is the tournament for the gold cloth, in which Iki also attacked. So right after they fight the Silver Knights, this kind of takes place after that, in that little place of the story. So I don't know how canon this is, but I mean, you could just kind of tell. These are the last few pages. The last page that I'm showing you here is the actual first page of like the new story. Everything else we had seen on the preview pages that I'm showing is kind of like exposition to bring you back to the arc. And I think it's difficult to review this for a few things, but I really wanted to at least talk about it. I think the new story is a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. It's going to be, I believe, a 4-issue series that I'm very intrigued to figure out some more lore. I think there's also like a movie coming out soon about like maybe this is kind of what brought about the making of this miniseries, to kind of lead us into the movie, or maybe to promote the film. So I think that'll be interesting. I know Netflix redid the anime as well in CG, and it was not very well received. I checked out a few episodes and I thought it was fine. I just really prefer the 2D, more hand drawn animation. But this story itself, I think it's very interesting. We get to explore a lot of the things. Like if you're already a fan of this, I think you're gonna get to revisit some of the cool fights, and like we get to see all that stuff. It's also very interesting to see this in a static medium because most of the stuff I've experienced has been in anime form. But I really like this one, and I'm very happy to revisit Saint Seiya and this lore and these characters. The voice really feels like them, so I'm not very familiar with the creative team behind this book, but I can at least tell that they did a lot of research to try to capture the voices of these characters. Like each of the characters definitely has a bit of a prototype that they or a role that they fit within the original manga and anime, and I think that definitely comes through in the book. So I quite enjoy this. I highly recommend, if you're a fan of Saint Seiya, I recommend this for you to check it out. If you've never experienced Saint Seiya, I think this is a nice preview of what kind of stories that these characters tell. In case you maybe want to check out the manga or the anime or maybe even the upcoming film. I know there was a live action film recently as well. We have a review for that on the channel. Eh, Bottom line, the movie itself is not very good, although it was cool to see a lot of the things in live action. So, yeah, quite enjoy this. We'll follow along with the series. Definitely recommend. Um, I hope Ablaze does more stuff like this where they bring some more obscure, and this is really obscure only in the US. There was a lot of issues of like why this anime manga did not really make it over well. But if this had come over now in the time that we have now, I think it would be a hit. So yeah, very excited to see how this is received. If you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. If you're a fan of Saint Seiya prior to this, let me know what you think of the new adaptation and the new story and kind of everything that they're laying out for us in this first episode or in this first issue. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.